Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. People ask me all the time, what do we look for when we're buying a bus? Or what did I look for? Well, there's plenty of places you can get them from. You can get them from eBay, Bus and Coach Market, which you can see there's selection on there, and Audacity Coach Sales is the one that we mainly looked at. So to start off with, you're thinking of buying a single or double. Well, for the start, we can have a look at the prices, then we can choose from there. Normally, it's easier to store a single than it is a double. So we do price ascending. There we go. That's M Travel's Dennis Dart there. So they want 4495. That's still on there. Year and later. Got the like an Olympian. Don't want one of them. Volvo B10M Mark IV, the Burkoff. So you're already talking high prices on here. So we'll say we're going to look at this Dennis Dart first of all. So, yeah, pictures look good. Got what it's got in it. It's got Euro 3, Allison Automatic, wheelchair, it's DDA, Dennis Dart 2005. But you can find, other than that, you can't find out much history about them. Just get to where I need to be. So one way of finding out a history of a vehicle like this is we can go to check the MOT. So we'll start now. So it's BU 05 H FB. Continue. So this is now telling me that its MOT has ran out. But we can have a look at its previous MOT, so you can see it passed with no issues, passed with no issues, passed. Got an advisory back in 2013 for brake system and components. It failed in 2013 for brake systems, and so it did fail and then it passed later that day. So you can see that looks like it's been reasonably looked after. But we can already tell it's got no MT, so it's not going to be taxed. But it's just sat there. So the issue immediately you have with that is a red flag going off. Is if you want to drive it away, there's a risk the brakes are going to lock on it. Unless they've been moving it around, the brakes are going to seize on it. That's a risk. Go back into the current stock again. I mean, if budget isn't there, you can go and get a 2016 Van All for £250,000. But you can't really preserve a Van All like that at that price. So you got a 1994 here, Plaxton B10M Mark V. Again, you can do the same thing. B10W FWS WS. So there you go. It passed. It got an advisory and seatbelt. So there's a good chance that advisory, although it's not on this one, it might still be there. It failed on seatbelts. Other than that, it was okay. You'll find that some of these buses won't flag up if they've had a class change. They won't flag up, like mine won't flag up any of its history anymore because it's had a change. You can see it doesn't show its MOT history, but it's 2020, so it is MOT'd. Date of first register, 1994. Cherished registration, so they're saying that registration is going to be staying with them. They'll put its old registration back on. Wired for that. In-swing door, 3 blown mirrors. Windows, should I say. It's not a bad looking vehicle. It's a 7-speed manual though, 70 seats. It's not a bad looking vehicle, but still for 7,495, bit out there. So we didn't get one off them in the end. You can get some good deals on his. So you've got like the Bello one there for £5,000. Dennis Dart, dual door. That's not a bad deal. That'll have been looked after that. Don't even go there. I mean, with this, you can actually put it down to so you're sort of looking for one that's like that. If there is any, there you go. So there's two. The Dennis Dart here, 2001. Got a private plate on it, so that'll probably be staying. But they've typed the private plate in there, so we can just check that one out. Cheap, so there's a good chance it isn't. And that's been looked after. I just want a quick sale. 43 belted seats. That's why. Preservationists tend not to take seat-belted vehicles, and when they do, they tend to take them out because seat-belted vehicles for an MOT is an absolute pain in the ass. Completely pain in the ass. It states there, no current MOT. Tyres are included in the set. That's another thing you really got to look for is tyres. If you're unsure, ask them. A lot of companies, especially the big ones like First and Stagecoach or Riva, they all rent tyres. So if you buy a bus off them, you've got to find tyres to put on it. So that's one thing. So that's that. And then finally we have eBay. You can find some good deals on it. I think this was up. Don't want a party bus because insurance won't touch you. You get a lot of these dodgy looking ones, but you can go like from, well, you can go from lowest price. You got some cheap, if you want a restoration project, you've got one there. I'll have a look at that in a moment. Got another coach there. Nondescript bus for sale. We'll have a look at that one. That's not a bus. Got a Leyland Tiger there. You'll find a lot down in the low. It's all minibuses. You got so it's a Wesley's. It's major rock problem. Major rock problem. Stuff like this, you've got to have money for because that will need flatbedding to the location that you're restoring it. So you're not even the steering wheels on your straight anymore. Nice vehicle, good if it was done up. You got many questions like, does it run? I mean, the switches and everything look intact down here. Speedos there, handbrakes. It's a manual bus, obviously, with its age. But it's clearly been sat there for some time. It's cash on collection. It's in Warwick. It's not that far away. So these want viewings, £100 deposit. They can assist with loading it. They don't say whether the engine's good in it, whether it seems to have its engine in. But whether the engine's good or not, don't know. So stuff like that, you're taking a massive risk with doing it. But if you can get it cheap, it's a good, and you're willing to, and you've got plenty of money, it's a good project you can take on. The things you can do is like look down here now. So we've got a B10M now here for 510 quid, reserve not met. So you could find out what they're on. Now that's a very tidy. one. You can find out who's it with by downloading photographs and zooming in like that on their legal lettering. That normally tells you who it is. So STL743. Like that is a true registration for that coach. It is the registration that is on it, but not on the front. W617. So here, your red flags are already going. You've got one registration on the front, one registration plate on the back. Then you've got another picture with that registration plate on the front again. So it's clear that the photos have been taken at several different times, although the vehicle doesn't look moved. You can then also look here, because you've got the dry ground here. It leaks. Something leaks out of it. So it's still got its MOT. MOT history is unknown, so it's not been done yet. That's unknown as well. Now, the reason that will flag up like that is because they've obviously changed the registration plate of it. But STL743 doesn't have anything anymore. It's not on a vehicle, so you wouldn't know. But that's a red flag that I'd have for me, because you've got sunshine, sunny picture, then it's dark, so it's done in two different times. You've got that definitely has come from the coach because it's dry there. So you've got something leaking out there, maybe. Not saying it is, it might be. You don't know until you get there. It's manual. Dashboard looks in good nick. All the dials are still there, nearly apart from gearbox temperature, but you might not have one. It's manual, rammed brake, handbrake, engine management's over there. Looks good. Another cab picture, so you got all the, again, looks good. You've got all the heights and everything. So it does look in good nick. But as I said, what would throw me is that watermark first, and the fact that it's got two different registration plates on it. Because you can see there it is dry, and you can still see a little damp patch there. So, you know, you could go with that one. Got another Volvo here. This one's been converted into a 70-seater. So you have to be very friendly with the person next to you and very smart to get down the aisle. Belts again, so there'd be a pain in the ass, MOT. Manual tachograph. I think, because I can't see another tachograph in there. Yeah, it's still got its manual tachograph. Dashboard looks well used. So I'll be wary with that. That'll take a lot of work to get back to decent. I mean, you've got who owns it there, Dave's coaches. So you can look where they are. Over there. They are Watford, I think that is, isn't it? Uxbridge, yeah, Watford. These have actually give some information, so it's MOT'd until June. That runs out, so tacho calibrated 2021. So basically, what they've done, what they're saying there is anything that needed doing before it being sold, it's been done. Good engine, apparently. Gears on one so it's better than others. Driven 9 to 11 on all tyres. Last safety inspection, no aircon but powerful blowers. 70 seats plus driver plus courier. Plus courier means crew seat basically. So they're just saying that it's it's still tidy, very repairs. You can give them a ring if you want. So that's something you could look at. 20 bids on it, so it's quite popular. I won't try and get a buy it now like this one. Oh dear. Right, okay. This looks like a preservationist. You can tell that by there's no company. Oh, it's a one-man band. Seatbelts again. It's in Huddersfield. Can anyone spot an issue? That's one bus. That's a different bus. That's a different bus again. Oh dear. Might be a genuine mistake, but it's immediately there. You've got red flags. Because you don't know what interior. That is definitely the longer vehicle. But then you've got the Dennis Dart, which they're also selling, which is a bit of an issue. I mean, you've got the one they're selling is there. Nice mugshot of someone there. So, yeah, it's there again. Oh no, that's another one. So, wary that one straight away, but let's have a look at its history anyway. HVO2. HVO2. PAO. We go. So 2017 it was. It failed for interior entrance and platforms and seatbelts. Braking components reflect. See, immediately with all this, you know it's not been looked after. Because it's just, it failed, passes, fails, pass, fail, pass. Failed, but it's still got on the advisory from the last MOT that's on here. Interior entrance exit platforms, seatbelts on it. I mean, they're clearly using it. Let's have a look. Analog tacho, CCTV. Well maintained, good tyres all round, no current MOT, needs rear window. So it needs that rear window. Apparently it's been looked after, but that's not what that says. It's PAO, in it. Yep, HVO2, PVO. Yep. So again, you've got tyres. Price is 125.50, 1,250 plus that. No MOT, but immediately you'd flag up because there's a good chance it may fail its MOT when you take it for MOT if you don't have a look what these were first. So again, you know it looks good, but I'd go see it, make sure it's only in Huddersfield. Mine, when I went and bought mine, we didn't see it. We just went off all the information we had, who it's been with, everything like that, and went from there. I mean, you can do a Google search for this as well. So you can immediately then go into images, you can see what it's been doing. So it's green line at the moment, so now we immediately know who it's with. Been with Kenneth Barkley. And find out the history like this and all. And you got to make sure it's the same bus every time you look at it, but no, there's only two people it's been pictured with. Oh, I hate it when Flickr does that. So it's been with them. and it's been with these. So that's that one. And then on to our final one that we're going to look at. This is a classified ad that making off a Leyland Tiger. Looks in pretty good nick. Nice paint job. That's an issue. There's no seats in it. Well, the seats are in it, but they're not in. But they're there. So as long as the seats are included, they're there. Analog tacho dashboard is typical of a Leyland dashboard. Needs a bit of TLC. It's old. We go B10M, ZF automatic. Ideal for preservation, so another reason why it's for my own personal collection of vehicles. So he was looking after it, but he's got it smaller. So that's really an ideal one. Let's have a look at its previous history, just to finish off with K460. K460. CBU. Right, so immediately, right, we've got in our face, we've got pass, then it failed its MOT for suspension and brake systems and components, which could mean anything, brake pads to align, but then it passed with no issues whatsoever, so you can assure there that the owner has actually fixed the vehicle properly, so it should pass its MOT without fail. Quite a nice bus. No visible oil leaks where it's sat. Okay, it's been out, pictured out on the road, but you can see it's looked after. It's clean. So I'd go with that one. See what you could do on the price with that. It looks very good. But anyway, that's all I've got for you this time. But if you are looking at buying a bus, look at where you're going to store it first as well. Where you're going to store it, how much it is to tax it, the year of it, obviously the MOT history of it. If you can, go see it running. Get as much information as you can on the internet about the vehicle you're buying, whether it's the history of it, where it's been. I mean, we found a lot of history out after we bought my B10 about what it's had done to it and stuff like that. If you go and see them, ask if you can see the records. If you're buying it off a bus company, you'll have your 28-day inspection records. Ask if you can see them, then that will give you everything that was checked every 28 days and what was last broken. If you're buying it from a big company like Stagecoach or First, they'll give you all the defect cards as well if you wish. So you can see what has been reported over time with it, and what is likely to go wrong. That's all the advice I can really give you. Just make sure you have quite a bit of money. So without further ado, I'd like to thank you for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. Thank you to all my patrons that make all this happen. It's amazing the amount of support we get. YouTube, as always, is going on the downcline, which is well known for YouTube. So patronage is making a big difference to my channel, and I do work on getting you a lot more videos for the patronage, and just generally thank you very much for your support. So that's all. Bye bye.